Yo, welcome to the 317 Sports Project with Penn and Pops. I am Penn.
I am Pops.
What is popping, y'all?
You know what?
Here
we go.
What'd you say?
Here we go.
Number 99.
Been around the world in 999. We've almost made it.
That works. I can't wait till 10. Hope y'all do not hate it.
And then we'll take before we record again. Oh, baby.
We're fire. We're going to start a group. Oh, we are in a group. Welcome to the 317 Sports Project, y'all. Penn and Pops in the building. It's Friday night, so we got an extra day of rest because to keep it all the way trill, I wasn't ready. I was not ready. I needed that break. I needed that extra DAY to get ready. Had mad notes.
We were coming off a holiday weekend.
Facts.
You know,
I drank for the first time in a month. Your boy.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday drinks.
We needed a second.
I needed a regroup. I'm not the same young man I once was. How the hell was your week, though, my ninja? What's going down?
My week, car just went in reverse.
It went out the park. That's my neighbor. That's Robin and Greg. Love them.
I keep forgetting there's a driveway there. It really threw me off.
For sure. He said the car just went in reverse.
I was like, man.
Shouts to Robin and Greg leaving out the driveway. They're mad dope neighbors for sure. How was your week, though?
It was, even with a short week, it was busy. I have to work tomorrow as well. I'm still doing my class stuff. I got 3 weeks left of class.
How's that going, dog?
I am almost certified in diversity, equity, inclusion.
Y'all better give him a snaps on that. Diversity, what?
Equity and inclusion.
I'm happy that's not diversity, inclusion, and equity, because that'd be die. So I'm happy that it's DEI. I hope they did that on purpose, because
I'm sure they did.
A real shitty
program.
It
used to be just D&I, and they added the equity recently. So, yes.
3 more classes.
Not even 3 more classes, 3 more weeks. So I've got my final project for my third class is due Monday, and then my last class, which is a week and a half long, starts on Wednesday.
This nigga got homework. That's what's up. So you're holding that down. Hold down your 317 Sports Project responsibilities wonderfully this week. You took some phenomenal notes, my nigga.
Thank you.
I seen you.
Yeah.
You was back in this bitch putting in for the 317 this week. I'm not mad at you one bit. We got a lot of great shit on tonight's show for number 9. We got like 5 or 6 segments, I believe. We got 2 episodes left between this one and number 10 in a couple weeks, and then we'll take a break for a month, man.
Yeah.
Can't wait, actually. We got a lot of stuff in that month that we got to work on, so don't think that we're going to be doing
it off.
Shit. Nah.
We won't be recording. There's a lot of shit.
We got a lot of shit we got going on. For sure. So tonight, we'll do some NBA playoffs recap. We're at the absolute finals, finally. Golden State and Boston, which is, besides Phoenix making it, I don't really think that there'd be another finals that I would like to see.
Correct.
Right? Correct. I mean, out of the East, when it all came down to it, I know we talked about Philly, the Illadelph. I know we talked about Milwaukee being back. Chris Middleton went down. That was a wrap. So out of everyone left in that bunch,
this is
Boston, for sure. This is definitely who it's supposed to be. And, Jalen, Marcus, and Jason, Clay, Steph, and Draymond, just so everybody knows, most of these notes we took previously leading up to the NBA Finals with intent, so we could talk about it from a clear perspective based on what we think is going to happen. And Game 1 really didn't change much for either one of our thoughts, as we'll dive deeper into this, right? That's a fair statement. Yeah. Right? Yeah. We'll cover the Colts and the Pacers, what's going on with them. Colts are getting closer to training camp. They're practicing amongst themselves. Shit's feeling pretty damn sweet. A lot of them, like a lot of harmony right now in the off season.
Yes.
It's very harmonious over there.
Yes. Pretty harmonious.
That's a very good word for it, right?
Pretty happy, and even, which we'll talk about, the people that you would think would not be harmonious. It's still harmony.
Huh.
It's just, hey, it's normal.
I didn't even think about that, but that's very fair. Yeah. I think it's easy to have shit be sweet when ain't nobody guard nobody and ain't nobody in pads and everybody's still learning names and offenses and shit together. It's like the beginning of when you go to summer camp and you're like just learning everybody and everybody's nice and tight until they start bickering and snickering a little bit.
Summer camp.
So,
Flashback.
You go. I'm gonna let you have that because I know exactly where you're going, and I figured deal you. Shit went down at summer camp. If you know, you know. Straight up.
Although we did a summer camp that had not zip lines, but it was like platforms up in trees, and in between the platforms you were tied to a zip line. So if you jumped
if you failed, you wouldn't diversity, inclusion, and equity. That's
correct. There was a time where I was even more hefty than I am now, and
you almost DIE'd.
I almost DIE'd. I didn't make the jump, and I'll be honest with you, the harness was making some noises that I wasn't comfortable with. Yeah.
Shit was breathing. Shit was holding up for its dear life itself. Yeah. The harness was talking to you, bro.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. So I didn't do that exercise anymore. I went ahead and came down.
I just want to let everybody know that I'm back to drinking. We got tequila and zero sugar lemonade in here, so I'm very happy to be back in that aspect because sitting here drinking water for the last month didn't feel the same at all.
Yeah.
It just didn't. Back to business. We'll talk about the Colts. Peter King, I think that's his name, ranked as number 21 in the NFL preseason ranking. We'll discuss that one along with where we have the Colts really ranked because I don't think it's 21.
No.
Some homie hit us up on Twitter and went through about 21 teams who they thought were better than the Indianapolis Colts a few days ago. I don't know if you saw that, but whatever. NBA draft is getting closer. We're about 3 weeks away, so shit's over there heating up as we're approaching that one. This draft could genuinely change the trajectory of the franchise.
There's just so many different ways it can play out.
It's so stressful, my G. It's so stressful. Where we at? Boom, 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 boom. About 3 weeks away from that change the trajectory. You hit me up a few weeks ago and said that you want to have a fun segment idea, talking about the what ifs of the NBA.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll talk about that in a little bit. For instance, like what if Shaq never left Orlando, all of that stuff. And then in the fine print, we got some Indy 500 stuff. That was just this past week. You know why I put this in the notes, to be completely forthcoming? Because in the bio, everywhere on Apple and on Buzzsprout, everywhere in the bio at the end it says, because I wrote it like a dumbass, it says from the Indy 500 to the blah 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 and everything in between, Penn Pops is here for you. So I feel obligated to talk about the Indy 500.
Yeah, that's a very loose statement.
I know.
So we're gonna hit the Patriots and the Colts. And we'll mention some other stuff.
Facts.
Yeah.
We're here for you.
Yeah.
Let's hit some shout-outs, man.
Yeah, who we got?
Shout-outs. I don't mean to go too deep on y'all, but big shouts to the homie J-Mez.
J-Mez.
We love you, bro. We know you got some stuff you're battling personally, health stuff over there. We want you to know, and we need you to know, we're here for you. We're praying for you big time. We're cheering for you, thinking about you all the time. And we can't tell you enough how much we appreciate you, your feedback, constantly leaving comments with us and giving us things to think about moving forward. Loved your last comment on all of the notes you took on the last episode. And just know that your boys over here are cheering for you, saluting for you.
We got
your back, my G.
We got you.
For sure. The homie Slab Addict. I don't know your name officially because we haven't really met like that.
Slabadict.
Slab Addict.
Just in case you pronounce it that way.
For sure. Salute to you as well, King. I know we don't talk every day, but you were on Twitter keeping everybody updated on what was going on with the Go Mama hashtag.
Yeah.
We just learned and saw within the last week or so that Mama passed away. And just know again, man. Exactly.
With you, brother.
We're with you, brother. Hashtag fuck cancer all the way. In both of those aspects. And then I just kind of want to give a shout out and check in on everybody, to be completely honest. The last couple of weeks have been
tumultuous.
Perfect word. And we just want to give some love. We are all about love and good chi and positive vibes over here, as you all know. So from us to you to everybody, just if you got good love and good vibes to send, just pass that shit on to the next person, man. Because that's
Pay it
really
forward.
Exactly. And big shouts to my Uncle Tracy on that. Pay it forward. He passed away back in the day. I've been wearing this since the funeral, quite truthfully. Pay it forward. Uncle Tracy. Tracy lives. Make sure you click and subscribe. The buttons back there, my people, and right there, my people. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers so we can create our own link for the 317 Sports Project, because right now it's like youtube.com/HC3W, you know what I'm saying?
And that's 100 scribers.
What'd I say?
Scribers.
What he said.
Subscribers.
Dang it, I'm trying to read the sheet.
Scribers.
Make sure you click the subscribe button.
We need them scribes.
Subscribers, you dick. Find Penn Pops on Twitter. And like I said, we're trying to make that button interactive. I know that you wanted to make that subscribe button interactive. What happened, bro?
You need 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 scribes to make that possible. Like,
That's
YouTube.
insane. Let's do it too much.
better.
Let's do it too much.
Do better.
No
buddy.
doubt.
Like, come on.
Big shout outs to our sponsor, Clean Kicks. Columbus, Ohio's #1 sneaker cleaning and shoe restoration service. We cleaning kicks, we painting kicks, we ice soles, we shine shoes upon request. We got all the dope stuff going over there, so make sure you give us a follow on Instagram, cleankicks.614. Premium sneaker treatment for premium sneaker heads.
I feel like we got to start doing like vocal warm-ups, like aluminum linoleum. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
Chalk.
Red leather, yellow leather.
I am ready to enunciate. I am ready to...
Yeah.
We know. We push the record button and we just go every single week. But I think we rocking it out, man.
I feel good.
Shout out to y'all. Big ups. Do we break right quick? We've been here for about 12 minutes. 12 minutes plus. We just want to take a quick one.
Let's do a little breaky break.
We need to go do some vocal lessons. We'll be right back with the 317 Sports Project.
We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
Yo, welcome back to the 317 Sports Project with Penn Pops. You know what, man, I was thinking, I know that was a very quick break, but something came to me. Like, we should go live for one of these damn episodes and host a live. Just press the button and host it.
Like we would throw it up on your camera would be the live one? Or
your camera would be the live one because it needs to be on YouTube horizontally. So my camera would just be the shits and giggles camera that we would use for background shit later. But we literally click that button right there, go to the link that we have that app, and just go live and just run this bitch.
Or
we
would just add my other camera at the bottom of it. So we have like, here's the show one. We have the live copy.
I'm not mad at none of this.
So, yeah.
We got some shit coming, y'all. We just be talking out loud. The NBA Finals, man. First segment. The NBA playoffs. The recap. The NBA Finals are finally upon us. We made it. I'm kind of sad about it because after this, that means that it's baseball all summer, and I know that's look at you, fucking.
Hey. Go Dodgers.
How are they right now?
Oh, they're the best record in the league right now.
Sounds about right. So yeah, man, the NBA Finals are here. I gotta say, the Eastern and Western Conference Finals disappointed me horribly.
Tremendously.
It was a serious tough watch. The Game 7, I saw or heard a stat. The Milwaukee Bucks were 4 for 33 from the three-point line.
You can't do that.
In Game 7.
Yeah, you can't.
That's 12%.
Yeah.
I'm sick of seeing a bunch of three-pointers hauled up. I'm sick of seeing bad basketball be played. And I don't know who to blame, whether it is Steph Curry, because his jumper is crazy and everybody else isn't. I don't know if it's Mike D'Antoni because in Phoenix he decided to just let these fools chuck up. There was either layup or 3-pointers back in that day, and he's always run that system. So I don't really know who to blame, but the mid-range jumper is just not what it once was, and it breaks my soul. Is that fair?
That's fair.
That's very fair.
Yeah.
So
not many DeMar DeRozans out there.
My G, that is perfectly stated, and it is nice.
I love that mid-range game, which is my game.
Period.
Because I don't have the length. That's not what I meant. We're going to keep that in there just because it's who we are, but normally I would probably edit that out. Like,
that's going to be the blooper clip and everything. He said, that's not what I meant. You said it. He be saying a lot of weird shit on here, don't he?
The range.
There you go.
That I once had.
The girth.
A girth I got. But yeah, like mid-range games where my game was. Like I love playing inside. I like it inside. Fuck. Just gotta tuck mines in.
You like doing what?
Nah, we're good. We'll tuck mines
Golden State versus Boston. Golden State's been to the finals 6 of the last 8 years. Boston hasn't been to the finals since 2010. Last championship was 2008. Eastern Conference Finals in 17 and 19.
Who was on the 2010 roster? Was it the same guys?
They did what?
KG.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Would have won. Kendrick Perkins got hurt in Game 6, and he was out for maybe got hurt in Game 5 or in Game 6, but he was not available for Game 6 and Game 7 or Game 7, whichever that was. And they ended up having to change the rotation because you take KP out of there. I mean, he was the enforcer. So that changed a lot, but that's how the Lakers ended up winning that championship because Boston was probably going to beat them, to be completely forthcoming.
Yeah.
So can Boston get it done? And again, all of these notes that we're talking about right now are before yesterday's game because we would have recorded yesterday evening. I see Boston winning in 7. That's pretty much how I got it going. I think they're equal.
This is going 7 games. For sure.
Feel that?
I feel 7 games. I want Boston to win. I just like their defense. Their defensive tenacity is... I'm a defensive player. Defense is my favorite. I mean, they were the number 1 ranked defense in the regular season.
My G.
And they showed that last night.
My G.
Yeah, like I do think Boston is the overall better team.
Yeah, man.
And they were the one East team that is built that can beat Golden State.
No doubt. That's very well said. I think they're equal on the offensive side. You got Tatum, Steph, you got Clay, Jalen, you got Marcus, J. Poole, you got Draymond, Big Al. Even the role players are somewhat synonymous. I think they're equal as it pertains to coaching. I think Kerr and Udoka, and big ups to him. We'll talk about him in a second, but big ups to Udoka. I think Boston is more battle-tested through this particular playoff run.
Yeah.
I would say this year, obviously, Golden State has been blah, 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 whatever, but this particular year, and I think is going to come down to grit. And Defensive Player of the Year, Marcus Smart, he's that. Jalen, Jason, Williams, Big Al, great defenders.
And congrats again to Al Horford getting to his first NBA Finals because he's had a hell of a career.
He has. Very slept on. Let's not talk about the homie being in Florida winning chips.
Yeah,
back to
I was
back.
a huge fan of his when he was in Atlanta.
That's fair.
So I like his game. Happy he's back to Boston for a second run.
No doubt.
And getting a chance to play in the finals for the first time.
Very, very well said. Now, the notes moving forward are stuff that I put in this morning because we got to talk about Game 1.
Game 1.
Doesn't have any difference on what I think would happen. I thought that Boston would end up winning one of these two.
It's a good thing you closed the windows.
Why? What happened?
You got some women out there talking right outside the window.
Exactamundo. So, I didn't necessarily see them walking them down to the capacity they did. Once Golden State was up, I thought it was a wrap. But Boston is 8-2 on the road in the playoffs, dog.
That's great.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Tatum shot 3 for 17 from the field. He played for 42 minutes because Udoka knew that he was still intricate to what was going on. So 13 assists, tied for the most all time in the first playoff game by anybody. And big ups to him for being able to affect the game in other ways finally.
We said going into this playoffs when we talked about Boston and Tatum specifically.
Johnny
Tatum, and saying that to consider him in that next upper echelon of player, superstar, all that, this was his playoffs. He had to show us something, and I think he is doing that and doing that very well.
Are you impressed by him in this playoffs?
I am impressed by him in this playoffs.
Word.
He had a hell of a great series last series.
Fair. He balled out against Miami. He balled out against Brooklyn.
He's hitting clutch shots.
Okay.
He's not disappearing, and when he has a bad night shooting, he's affecting the game in other ways and getting others involved.
My G.
Like, that's exactly what your superstar to do. You don't want them to disappear like James Harden, and then you don't do anything.
Not the James Harden. What do you think Johnny Tatum needs to do in the next 6 games for him to cement his standing as one of the greats moving forward? He can't disappear. He can't keep going 3 for 17 but dropping dimes.
No. The rest of his team had a hell of a game, and the rest of the team's gonna still keep having to have a hell of games. And but
is it hell of a games?
I don't. What is the plural to that?
Hell of us games is this.
He's got to keep having some hell of the games. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
They got to keep playing well. But Johnny's got to have a couple games, 2 or 3 games where he's getting scoring in the 30s.
Yep.
And being great on the defensive side of the ball.
Word.
Period. Jalen's got to keep doing his thing, and he can't disappear. He's very much sporadic. And his scoring, he'll pick a quarter and go, let me take over.
Okay.
Marcus has the hell job of trying to stay with Steph, which we saw was hard in the first quarter.
It was a hard first quarter because they didn't know what to do. But as soon as they made an adjustment, this dude had 13 points the rest of the game. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man.
So, Johnny, for me to continue where he's at, for me to keep considering him the way that I have been, you got to show up for a few of these games where you're close to the leading scorer of the game in general.
Yeah.
Steph's going to get his. Clay's going to have one of those random games where he's probably up there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Jalen and Johnny.
Got to keep balling. So, real quick, so we can keep it pimping. Horford busted for 26. Brown had 24, 7, 5 assists. He scored or assisted on 20 of the first 23 points in the fourth quarter. Balling. That's that quarter you're talking about where you can go crazy. Marcus with 18. D. White had 21. Big trade from San Antonio, by the way.
That's a huge trade.
Yo. Yeah. Big ups to you, Brad Stevens. He hits the big shot every time he has to. Mm-hmm. Golden State dominated the first 3. Then they were outscored by 24 in the fourth. Curry gave you 34.
And let's say, they looked like they dominated. Again, we talked about this. It was a 2-point game at half.
Yeah, my G. 54, 52. Yeah.
Now, when you watch the game, just because it was 3 after 3 after 3 from Golden State, Boston did exactly what you have to do is stay close.
Just stay close and walk them down.
Stay close. And they did exactly that.
You are absolutely right. And what'd you say? Make a point about Golden State's legs. That's me. I'm like, they've been to 6 finals in the last 8 years.
Yeah. It's a lot of
you gotta be tired. Draymond was hurt this year. Clay's had 2 major surgeries in the last 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Steph twisted his ankle again last night. He's always had ankle problems. And I don't know, man. I know they're 34 and 33 and whatever the case may be, but these fools have been to 6 finals in the last 8 years. That's an extra 16 plus games that they're playing. That's another, 120 games. That's an extra season and a half right there when you add that up. So I don't know, man. I'm very interested. Who needs this more for their career? Steph or Johnny?
Johnny.
Why?
Steph had his. He's had 2 Finals MVPs.
Who has?
Steph, hasn't he?
No, he has 0 Finals MVPs.
Just regular MVPs. I'm sorry. He has just 2 regular MVPs.
Yeah.
My bad. Not Finals MVPs. He's got through. Jason doesn't have a ring yet. This is his first time being there. I just feel like he, again, to keep being in that, is he a superstar or not? This is that. I think Steph is established. He changed the damn league on his own, how it was played. Like, will we not think of him as being amazing? Or does he need this one to be like, are you a top 5 or top 10 player?
I got some things.
Go ahead.
I got some things. Like you said, Steph has 3, Johnny has 0, 3 Eastern Conference Finals now, 1 conference championship, first trip to the finals, okay? But my question, and I'll implement my response and after your response, but is Golden State a dynasty? 6 finals in 8 years, are they a dynasty?
It's kind of hard because I feel like you always have this asterisk around Golden State.
Thank
with
you.
KD coming in.
Thank you.
And getting that help from him. I think it's... So Steph...
Straight facts.
Has 1 on his own and 2 with KD, right?
Yes. And the 1 on his own has a caveat. Because Kyrie and Kevin Love were hurt, and
True.
LeBron did it and took them 6 games with J.R. Smith and Matthew Dellavedova.
True. Delly.
The next year, they got walked down 3-1. The next year, KD came. They went back-to-back. The next year, KD and them got hurt, right? What happened? I can't remember what happened. That's 18 and 19. What did I put in here? Okay, so they lost to Toronto in 19, right?
Yep.
And then they missed the finals completely in 21, and they're back in the finals now. So 15 world championship, no love or Irving. 16 lost 3-1 lead. 17 and 18 world champions with KD. 19 lost. 21 missed it completely. 20 was the COVID year. 2022 they're back in the finals. If they lose to Boston, I got some shit to say.
Now, do you have shit to say about Steph or about Golden State? Or all the above?
It's kind of a D, all the above, because you have been the face of this franchise forever. What made you guys think you needed to even go coerce KD and bring him to the crib and sit him down and ask him to come over there? If you ask me, it's because they got punked by LeBron and walked down 3-1, and they knew if we don't go get Batman, we're going to lose to this nigga 2 more years in a row. That's fear.
Yeah.
Y'all was scared of him. Just call it what it is.
Yeah, true.
They were scared. So they went and got, Uncle Kevin, and he came in and saved the day.
Uncle Kevin.
Let's just call it what it is. Uncle Kevin, will you come be on our team? How you do that?
Hold on, let me tweet out a couple times.
So, I don't really know that I consider them a dynasty. And 0 finals MVPs. Andre Iguodala got a finals MVP during this run.
Yeah.
Straight facts.
Yeah, I agree. It's not a dynasty to me.
So it's not a dynasty. So you still think that Jason needs it more? Just wondering. You at least understand where I'm coming from.
I understand where you're coming from. Because the other part about that, too, is there's a 10-year difference between the two. So Jason's
25.
25, he's going to get another chance.
No doubt.
Right? So Steph's 34. And clock's ticking.
And the West is
getting better.
Okay. By the way, where did Jordan Poole go yesterday? That nigga disappeared. Someone brought up a very good fact. Kendrick Perkins. Big shouts to you, bro. You a smart dude. He brought up a good fact saying that during the regular season, the 1 and the 2, most important players are being guarded, but the third person can just kind of do what he does because he's getting guarded by Grayson Allen or whoever, so he's getting busy. But against Boston, you can't hide, cuz.
No.
You can't hide. So, you switch off, you got Johnny Tatum. You switch off, you got Jalen. You switch off, you got Marcus Smart. It's like, damn.
And everyone is buying into the defensive fortitude, the defensive strategy that Udoka is doing. Like, and that's exactly, you took the words out of Pritchard, who, you know, he cannot play one-on-one, but he plays great team.
He sure does.
He can play some team defense. Does. And he can play passing lanes. Yes, he knows to stay in front of it.
Because he knows he has help.
He knows he has help. Yeah. He knows he has help. They're all bought in to the defensive scheme that they run, which is why they were the number one ranked defense.
No doubt. Go Boston. Yo, I've never really been a Boston fan, but I'm kind of I
like the roster.
I kind of like what they're doing over there. Yeah. I like what they're doing.
I like Brad Stevens.
And I like having an African-American coach who's over there just getting it fuzzing done.
And not even like he's Udoka.
He's fresh off the boat.
Right.
For sure. Big shouts, kicking it with Nia Long. Nobody's mad at you kicking it with Nia Long, my ninja. I'm a stop. Third segment?
Yeah.
Take a quick break. Third segment. Keep it moving. What you got?
Let's see.
It's been about 15, 16 minutes. I love how we can just continue to be us. I love how we just do this. Let's just keep going, man.
Let's just keep going.
We'll take a quick break in here. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So, Pacers. I don't know nothing about what's going on in here very much, Pops, because you went all the way in on this segment.
I did.
And big ups to you. I had no idea this was going to come out of here looking like this, bro.
Yeah.
This is great notes.
I did some stuff.
This is beautiful. You sure you don't want to take a break right quick? We even put an opinion in there. I love you so much.
See?
I fucks with you.
Right? Yeah, let's take a quick break because I got a lot to say.
My G, we'll be right back with the 317 Sports Project.
Be right back.
We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
Welcome back to the 317 Sports Project with Penn Pops. We were just clowning about Lord Jesus, it's a fire. If you don't know, you should know. Just hit that YouTube and Google Lord Jesus, it's a fire remix. It'll change your whole day.
Somebody was barbecuing. I said, I got bronchitis, Lord Jesus.
Anybody got time for that?
All right, Pacers. So I wrote down some stuff.
You went in.
I got some stuff. I titled this segment Off-Season Maggots. Off-Season Magic.
Make sure you subscribe to our podcast.
Please subscribe. Off-Season Magic or all smoke and mirrors?
It's a good question.
We are excited about the things that happened with our roster from All-Star break last year and on, who we got, the young talent, all that stuff. The question is, will Pritchard continue to make moves that Pacers fan continue to be in support of? Sorry. I have this tentative excitement.
Cautious optimism?
Cautious, yeah. Cautious optimism. Yeah, look at us.
We're brothers.
Two different ways to say things. His made more sense. There's just so many paths that the Pacers can take to keep the roster going, and I think there's some wrong paths and wrong choices in there, but could see them being made, and that's what makes me nervous.
100%.
So I have on here two biggest questions for the offseason. Do we trade Miles or Malcolm? And who is our starting small forward, power forward going into the next season?
That's what you see?
That's what I see.
Okay.
That is what I see.
All right.
Now, when I talk about Miles or Malcolm, my opinion, I think
I like that.
Brogdon's the most likely trade. We'd no longer really have room for him in the guard rotation with Halliburton, Duarte, Buddy Hield. As long as those three guys stay there, Halliburton will stay. So he's the most likely trade. Now, do you trade him? by himself, or do you trade Miles with him? I've seen a lot of different trade scenarios out there.
All right.
Possibilities. I just don't think that they're going to trade Miles before the All-Star break.
Yeah, you said that. That makes sense.
They'll at least see what he does with the current roster makeup. They want to see how he'll play with Halliburton. Healthy.
Right.
He's our defensive anchor.
Yeah,
period.
No. Yeah.
Like, we just don't have the shot blocking, the defensive inside without him there. So, and I don't know what trade would bring in somebody like him.
Or is it somebody on the team who just hasn't had an opportunity to shine in that?
I'll get to that.
Exactly. I'm just.
I'll get to that.
My bad. I'm over here fucking up your speech. I apologize. This presentation matters. I apologize.
Fuck.
Go, King.
All right. A Trinade.
Yeah, a Trinade. A tornado.
A tornado. A trade scenario I saw and like for Brogdon. From the Pelicans. Wanted to get your opinion on this. Okay?
All right.
Pelicans receive Malcolm Brogdon. Pacers receive Trey Murphy, Devontae Graham, Garrett Temple, and a first-round pick. Now, I don't think that the Pelicans would actually only allow us to just give them Malcolm in that trade. That was a very subjective trade, and I'm just like, they're obviously, that'd be edited a little bit.
That is very Pacers favorable.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But Trey Murphy, 17th overall pick in last year's draft, 6'8" shooting guard out of Virginia, and has shown a lot of flashes of scoring brilliancy. That's an option. But I don't know that we're going to see a trade like that until after the draft. It'd be very hard to see because, again, that depends on who we draft. Right?
You took the words right out of my mouth.
So I like that trade.
Not mad at that at all.
I like that trade.
I wouldn't be mad if it was just like T. Murphy and D. Graham for Malcolm Brogdon, quite truthfully.
Yeah.
You can even, and like, if you went to them and said T. Murphy, D. Graham, and a first-round pick in 2025 for Malcolm Brogdon, I would co-sign that right now. For sure.
There was one other trade that I wanted to look at, and of course I took a snapshot of it on my phone, which we're using to record, so I can't really look at it right now, and it was tweeted by Alex. Alex, I follow him on mine. He's a Pacers Colts guy. Alex something.
Can't. Let me type it. Alex something? Alex something? Alex.
God, what the hell's his last name?
I don't know, bro.
Shit, I can't remember. I didn't retweet it.
Anyway, what do you say?
So it was Portland, and it was Miles and Malcolm for, what did they give up? It was this year first round pick.
Okay.
A 2025 first round pick. And who were the players that came over from the Pelicans? I can't remember.
Oh, that's okay.
I can't remember.
A for effort, though.
Yeah. My brain doesn't work that. Normally I have a picture memory. But either way, it was something that...
Alex Golden.
Yes,
NBA?
click on him.
I thought that was him.
Yes.
I thought that was him.
Yes.
Keep talking. I'll find it.
It was one that, if you take emotion out of it and losing Malcolm and Miles at the same time, it was not actually that bad of a trade, in my opinion.
Okay.
I think he retweeted it himself.
That tweets and replies?
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
All right, I'll let him find that. So, like I said, I think Malcolm's going to be the most likely trade. Don't know what that's going to look like. I think they will not make a decision on that until draft night or after the draft. It depends. Do they want to trade up? I also think it depends on who. Yes, there it is right there.
Portland Trailblazers receive Malcolm Brogdon and Miles Turner. Pacers receive Eric Bledsoe, Keon Johnson, number 7 pick this year, and 2025 first round pick via Milwaukee.
So you get another lottery pick.
Shit.
And a 2025. And what this feed talks about was that Eric Bledsoe's contract, there's only $5 million that's guaranteed, so you could waive him, and it would actually give us about $30 million in cap space to use going into the summer.
Who is the nerdy genius that dug deep for that one?
Right?
Wow. Y'all fools out here be smart.
I think a big reason is that Portland has been rumored and tied to Miles for the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, forever.
So
For sure.
I think that's a big reason. Do I think that trade's going to actually happen? No.
I'm happy that we found it, though.
Yeah.
For sure.
I don't think that's going to happen. That trade scenario for one of those, I don't know that's going to happen prior to or draft night maybe, but again, it's going to depend on like the first 3 picks of the draft.
I can see Malcolm going earlier than Miles based off of what you say. If you think they're going to keep him to the All-Star break, I could see us drafting blah 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 whoever at Ivy or Benedict or whatever the case may be, Mathurin, and I could see us trading Brogdon very quickly either before or after that if that was to go down. But I still would really love to get a Keegan Murray or out of Auburn. I think that's where he's from, right? Auburn.
Jabari?
I would love that. I know it's not going to happen, but I just want 6'7" or taller.
Yeah.
Me. Anyway, carry on, Keebler.
So next I'm going to go into who is going to be our small forward, power forward. So why I say small forward, power forward is because Halliburton, starting point guard. If Duarte and Buddy are going to continue to be starters, which would still be hard for me to see, I feel like one of them has to buy into a 6-man role, and I don't know what that would look like.
Fair.
Because Buddy, as great a scoring he is, and I think Buddy would be our 6th man in that scenario.
I would love that. I would love that. Man, can you imagine if he just... Because now you're coming in with the second team, which means whoever's guarding you can't guard you, and your job is just to come in and ball.
Yeah. If he could buy into that role, have Duarte be our starting shooting guard who's better at defense, and then you get a small forward, and again, I said power forward depending on how they look at that. So a big question that I have is, what are they going to do with Anthony TJ Warren?
This nigga gave him the government. You dropped the...
Yeah.
Did you Google that? You've been on...
No, I knew that.
Wow.
Can we still see a 1-year prove-it deal with TJ after 2 years of injuries?
Who else?
And do we even want to give him that chance?
He's a UFA. He's unrestricted. He can do whatever he wants.
He can do whatever he wants.
I think it's one of those things that is like, through my perspective lens, I think that relationship has run its course. I think TJ probably wants to go restart somewhere else. I mean, right? Or does he love Naptown?
He loves Naptown. And I mean, that's the talk that he has been wanting to stay. And I mean, the only reason he didn't play, his foot wasn't healthy. I mean, that's literally it. So again, would he be okay going, all right, I understand I haven't played for 2 years since the bubble. I have to do a 1 year to prove that I can stay healthy to get another contract.
You about the Taekwon Lewis, homie?
Mm-hmm.
I mean...
And you need a veteran with the young guys.
Yeah. What is
Especially
he? Is he 30? Is he 30 yet?
I don't even know if he's at 28.
I was going to say, I don't even think he's at.
28, maybe?
It's so crazy that that's a veteran because our squad is like 21,
so
22
young.
years old.
Right.
You feel me? Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to say 28.
I agree. I feel the same way. I do. Same number.
28.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I would be okay with either. I would accept either.
And what do you pay him for 1 year?
Right. A 1 year.
Like, what do you even pay him? Because he's gonna feel disrespected.
12 to 15 million, somewhere in there. You're gonna go in double digits. He's not gonna come back for under 10, but a 12 to 15 million 1 year. Prove it, and we'll talk about a longer contract in the middle of the season.
Snarf.
They won't re-sign him because we'll have younger people. But Again, 1 year, see what they can do the next year. I also put in something because I looked at unrestricted free agents.
I actually looked at this. This is a very interesting little thing you put in here, my G.
And I said, as a veteran presence.
Speaking of younger.
Yeah. Do we look at bringing back Pacers' favorite Thaddeus Young? He's a locker room favorite. Everyone loves him in Indy. The fans love him. And he will accept whatever role where he is in this career to help out the team.
It's very Udonis Haslem. And
he loves Indy. He didn't really want to go.
No.
And he's been since to the Spurs and now to Toronto.
Yeah.
Because he got traded in the middle of the season from the Spurs. He fell out of the rotation.
Why is he falling out of rotations?
But here's the thing.
Please give me the thing.
When he does get back in the rotation through injuries, he plays great.
So he be hurt?
No. It's just he's gone to 2 teams where they want to give young people a chance.
You said when he recovers when he plays through injuries. You just said when he gets put on the court
because somebody gets injured.
Oh,
yeah. When he gets put in after injuries, he contributes.
Got you.
He does exactly what he did in Indy. He may not go score 20, but he's going to go get you rebounds. He's going to start the fast break. He's going to do all of those things.
And he's still doing these things.
He's still doing those things.
Okay. I mean, I don't.
Again, to give a 1 to 2 year, I need a leader with this team. While if we draft a Keegan Murray, he's just learning under somebody. You go, or you just take the option. Fuck it, we're gonna go young and let everyone just play together.
Completely off subject. I hear everything that you're saying. What is going on with Lance? Is he under contract with us?
No. He's an unrestricted free agent.
So he's not... Okay. That makes me sad. Okay, I just didn't know.
He's an unrestricted free agent. So I'm going to give this list as I pulled up the power forwards, or forwards that were unrestricted, that we could possibly look at.
Including Thaddeus.
Okay.
Andre
Iguodala, he's not coming. Joe Ingles, don't want him. Coming off an ACL. Taurean Prince, always like Taurean. Don't want him on my team. TJ Warren, Montrezl, Derek Jones Jr., Jalen Smith, who's on the Pacers now, our boy from Phoenix. He's listed as a power forward. Do we make him our new Miles? That's kind of what the note I put next to that. He kind of has this same but better skill set on the offensive side to me. More consistent three-point shooter. Can block, and I like him underneath.
There is one player on this list who even got me kind of excited.
Who's that?
Jalen Smith.
And
in a perfect scenario, like you said, they keep Miles to the All-Star break, which just means he gets to keep learning and keep balling and keep hanging out under the Miles Turner tree. And they trade Miles, go let him live, and they turn this motherfucker loose. Yeah. And they let him go crazy. Because Jalen Smith, I told you, man, he showed shit after mid-January through the rest of the season last year that had me like, yo, this dude is crazy.
Like I said, even Miles is a great shooter. Miles, over the last 7 years, lost what he was good at coming in. His mid-range jump shot was actually where he lived when he first came into the league.
Facts.
And I loved his 15 to 17-foot jumper underneath.
Very Rick Smith.
He then had to go out to the three-point line, at least he thought he did, and try to develop that.
Why do you think that was?
I think that they saw him hit some threes in practice, and they want it because of the league is where it's at. If they could develop that, they're going to develop that.
Stretch it.
And stretch the floor.
There it is.
Which, yeah.
You should.
But
if you can.
You stopped being aggressive in the places offensively that you should be aggressive. Your mid-range jumper, which then opens up your three-point line, and vice versa.
Pops is preaching.
I don't like how offensively soft you can get underneath the basket. Dunk the damn ball. You're 7 foot. I don't want you to do a nice little finger roll layup. That's not your skill set. I don't care how great your moves are. You're 7 feet. I need you to dunk the ball. And I'm a Miles fan. I want you to stay. I love you, Miles. But I think Jalen Smith's game is what we wanted Miles' game to be.
I don't disagree.
We saw him aggressive underneath the basket, better three-point shooter, love his goggles, can block the ball.
There's one name on this list that even kind of makes me even sort of excited, and Jalen Smith makes me want to jump off the page. All these other names, I don't want to do it. No Montrez. Derrick Jones, he can jump out the gym. I flex with that, but I don't want him on my squad. You know what I mean?
No.
Joe Ingles, come on, man. Like,
no.
Homie can shoot, but like, get real, he's 89 years old. So
the other thing that I listed on here is to start the season, because you're trying to figure out how to give Isaiah Jackson more minutes. Do you see him being the starting power forward and Miles running together, and they're just dominating underneath, run and gun with Halliburton?
We have too many players.
We have too many players in the same type of position.
But I'm at the end of the day, like, there's only so many positions. You know what I mean? There's only 5 positions. Like, we have a lot of young talent.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. We just have a lot of young talent.
And you have to think in a business mind. And this is why I say we have Kevin Pritchard's job this summer and next summer, as these rookie contracts are going to expire. It's going to be very hard.
He's got a tough job.
Has a very tough job. He has given himself a lot of ways to make mistakes. And that's my fear.
His current roster, I don't know who Justin Anderson is, no disrespect. Goga, O'Shea, Brogdon,
Goga, get out of there.
Right? Goga, go. O'Shea, Brissett, Malcolm Brogdon, Chris Duarte, Tyrese, Buddy Hield, Isaiah Jackson, TJ McConnell, Jalen Smith, Lance Stevenson, Terry Taylor, Miles Turner, TJ Warren, Dwayne Washington. Mm-hmm. All can ball.
And we haven't listed O'Shea, Brissett.
We didn't even talk about him.
I still don't know if he's your starting small forward, power forward.
No.
I like him coming off the bench as the 7th man.
Can you imagine him coming on the court with Buddy Hield with the second group? I mean, they're murdering cats.
Exactly.
That's how, like, if a team is winning 31-23 at the end of the first quarter, and they bring these dudes in the second quarter, they're walking that shit down.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, they're winning by 6. Like, how the hell? Like, it could be crazy over there if they do it right.
Hands down.
It could be crazy.
All right. So that's what we feel about the Pacers. That's how I feel about the Pacers.
That was good. That got me excited.
We're going to now move on. We might as well just keep going.
Keep it pimping. This is short.
We're going to talk about the Colts. This is probably going to be our shortest segment just because it's OTAs.
The Colts are coasting, baby.
They're coasting. There's not a whole lot to talk about quite yet with the Colts.
And we talk about it all day on Twitter, so let's just go ahead.
Right now, voluntary OTAs are going. Boys in blue are working out. Seen a lot of chemistry coming across. Everyone seems very
harmonious. It's very harmonious.
Hunky-dory.
Hunky-dory?
Yeah, hunky-dory.
What is that?
It's a white side thing.
It's got the word hunky in it.
Well.
Yeah.
I'm probably even saying it wrong. It may not be honky. Hunky-dory. It's hunky-dory.
Oh,
yeah, hunky-dory.
That's different.
Yeah, not honky-dory. That's my bad. And then I said it's the white thing and made the connection for him. That's bad. Sorry.
My bad. All right. It's harmonious over there.
Harmonious over there.
Need to Google what that word means.
Hunky-dory, man. It's harmonious.
It's an album by David Bowie as well.
Well, maybe that's where it originally came from.
Hunky-dory. Fine. Going well.
Yeah. Hunky-dory.
No way.
Yeah. Voluntary OTAs.
Hunky-dory.
OTAs. The biggest news, I would say, Kenny Moore conversation with his contract. A lot of stuff has been talked about with that. A lot of people are tweeting about that. Does he deserve it?
Cooper Kupp just said yesterday or today that that's the toughest person who's ever guarded the dude.
So
enough said.
Pay him his money.
Pay him his fucking money.
Yeah. He's been our best CB. Yeah, it's slot, but he's been our best overall CB for the last 3 seasons.
Easy.
Right?
He is probably top 2 or 3 slot DB in the NFL.
Hands down.
And that's not even being like, ha, funny.
Right.
And a great human being.
Yeah.
Period.
And where I said in here, is the holdout warranted? Now, again, these are voluntary OTAs.
We talking about practice.
Right.
Not the game.
Yeah. There's other people that are not participating right now on the team. Ngakwe is not there either.
We're talking about practice.
It's practice.
We're talking about voluntary practice. We're not even talking about practice.
They're not even asked to come. It's like, who comes. Like, show up, please. Like, yeah. If you don't come, like, nothing will happen. They'll figure it out.
This is rec league.
Because I'll say this. Kenny doesn't want to go nowhere.
That's facts.
Like,
and Kenny don't want to be in the middle of no drama. Kenny ain't trying to be that dude. He ain't trying to be in headlines. They'll
figure out a new contract and it'll be fine.
Relax,
but yes,
people.
I agree. Go pay him.
But I do feel like him, saying pay me is warranted. You asked the question. It's warranted.
It's absolutely warranted.
100%. Okay, just making sure we're on the same page.
Next thing, Michael Pittman Jr. talking about how Matt Ryan's so damn accurate.
He said he could put it anywhere. He said he could put it anywhere.
He did say that.
He said Matt Ryan can put it anywhere. That's what he said.
That's how excited he is. That's excitement. Like if I'd say, look into a camera about another grown man and say, I'll tell you what,
he can pretty much put it anywhere.
He can put it anywhere. However you take that, that's some excitement.
I'm excited.
I'm excited. Like, if I'm saying that out loud, I'm excited about
not so much aroused, but excited.
But I'm excited. No, we didn't talk about aroused. Excitement. Absolutely.
It's hunky dory.
It is hunky dory.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
We are fire tonight. Love it. Yeah, man. What else we got?
Julian Blackman getting his first practice since tearing his Achilles. That is huge.
Welcome back,
Love seeing him doing DB drills.
Smiling, happy, running.
Yes. Welcome back.
For sure.
Welcome back on that. And we'll mention again, they're still talking about how to add another veteran presence to the wide receiver core, and it's mainly T.Y. Hilton versus Julio Jones. Which do we want? Is it necessary to sign either one?
What do you do? If your option are T.Y., Julio, or neither, what do you do?
Oh, man.
That's a question for y'all as well. That's the question of the night. If your options are T.Y. Hilton, Julio Jones, or neither, what do we do, Colts fans? It's a good question.
And answer it in as much unbiased thought that you can.
Come on, I know we all love ghost mode, but
hands down,
let's just be realistic people for a second.
Yes, and again, that doesn't mean we're voting against it.
My question.
Like an unbiased opinion, take emotion out of it, and I know all you are going to still say Ty, but just really think about it.
For sure.
Yeah,
because Julio is.
Julio.
Thank you. Like tall, played with Matt Ryan, balled the hell out. At one time was a top 10 receiver in the NFL.
For multiple years.
Like can ball and fits right in with the Pittmans and the A. Pierces.
He doesn't have to go be a number one.
Nope.
He doesn't have to go be, but he can go be a target.
And
he played with Matt Ryan. There's a chemistry there.
It's harmonious.
It's harmonious.
For sure.
It's honky dory.
He's hitting that O real hard on the H word, ain't he? He's really hitting that O real hard. He's allowed. He's half. You do it. You honky.
My people too.
You do it all you want to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what we do there, but I will say, and I've been saying this forever, so I just want to make sure I keep reiterating this. Paris Campbell is fucking coming this year, y'all. He is about to ball out, and I am so revved up for this. Oh my God, he's about to.
Which is half the reason I put.
Do we even need him
to sign either one? Do we save the money for Kenny Moore's contract?
Paris is about to do damage. I just want y'all to know that. He's about to.
Don't know that it's absolutely necessary. It'd be nice, but I don't know that it's absolutely necessary.
Y'all better figure out how to make a P, because it's about to be TY to whatever, how we make a PC. PC. Paris Campbell's about to ball out this year.
Reese's Piecey.
No doubt. Let's move on. You want to move on? Take a break. What you need? Was that 2 segments back to back?
That was 2 segments back.
Let's take a quickie. Let's take a quickie.
Yeah.
We'll be right back, y'all. 317 Sports Project.
It was all a dream. 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 It was all a We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
Welcome back to the 317 Sports Project, y'all. We just had a hilarious little vibe session offline, and I record stuff on my phone, so we have a lot of behind the scenes shit that I can't wait to let some of y'all fools see some of our weirdness.
Yeah, there is still an idea, and I kind of want to get some of our family, our Twitter family, if they like this or not. The extra behind the scenes, probably too rated R for where we could post it on Twitter.
It's very explicit content.
Would there be, if we made that part of our Patreon that we're going to create, if you're a member of our Patreon, $5 a month or whatever it is, that's where we post that.
Fair.
And you can see all the stuff.
He gets real hilarious back here during the
Let us know. Let us know, because I've been percolating that in my mind. Because as much as we love doing this for free, y'all, I want to start getting paid on it.
Not bad. Segment number 5. The NBA what if teams.
The what if teams.
This is you, my G. Great concept.
The what if teams. What sparked this is I saw a video.
Yep.
And it was of T-Mac talking. I forget what show it was on. It was a podcast, because everybody's got a damn podcast now.
Including us.
Yeah.
317 Sports Project with Penn Pops.
That's us. And he talked about when he had gotten drafted with Orlando, the year that they signed Grant Hill as a free agent, 27-year-old free agent.
Where'd they sign him from?
Detroit.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
That they had Tim Duncan in free agency ready to sign the dotted line.
That is a fact.
I started picturing that team and was like, holy shit. Even with Grant Hill having a couple injury years in there, that's still a hell of a good team.
They are going to the NBA Finals a couple times.
Couple times.
Easy.
With Timmy D, T-Mac, and G Hill. Like,
yes.
That is a big three if there was a big three.
That's a big three. Do you know what year was that, you remember?
What year did Grant Hill sign with Orlando?
I'm going to go look that up because I would love to know who was in the West.
Yeah. I mean, that would have been Lakers Magic. Not Lakers Magic, Jesus. No. Lakers Shaq time, right?
2000 to 2007. So that interestingly, that is Lakers and San Antonio Spurs type of shit right there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That would have. Can you imagine Tim Duncan? I mean, the Spurs are not the Spurs.
Right.
Like, that's for damn sure.
No. You had David Robinson winding down in his career in the early 2000s.
Yep.
What, he retired in
90 whatever?
No.
Oh, no.
2002, 3, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So then you're going to go, you'd have Manu and Parker with whoever down low.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that would have been interesting. And the reason that it did not happen was in the interview, everything was done. He had a great talk with the owner, the GM, all that stuff. Doc River, who was head coach at the time, was at dinner with Tim, and Tim asked the question, could I bring my family on the plane to travel with us some games? The answer was no. So Tim, undecided at that point, said he had a meeting back in San Antonio to talk to Pop about what he wants to do and if he can get him to stay. Here's the thing. Once you go out the door and go back to Pop, you're not coming back to Orlando. Pop is not letting you out. The answer's yes. And when the question gets asked, then you have a conversation. When it's live and he's already there.
That's just like negotiation and hustle 101. Get the nigga signed.
Then we can talk about it. So yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. And you say it just like that. Yeah. Yeah. I could probably figure that out. We could. Yeah. Oh man, some family, and normally I don't.
But for you?
Yeah. I can. TBD. I got you. Yeah, you can probably bring. Yeah, probably early in the season when it doesn't matter as much. Because we're not going towards the playoffs, but early on, and like your son wants to see a different city and stuff. Like that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, and
I got kids too. I understand.
Yeah, they can like call me Uncle.
To see the world.
Call me Uncle Doc and shit. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. By the way,
the nigga signed.
Yeah, get him signed.
100%, 100. That is 100%. Very well said.
Yeah.
Wow.
You talk about the other Magic team.
I still can't believe that's the reason.
That's the reason.
Doc, you've done some dumb shit in your days, but that we all have, but that's not good. I'm gonna take it back even farther than that. What if Shaq never left the Magic? 1995. You were 9 years old. Do you remember this? Are you there yet? Are you
yeah.
Are you into it?
Yeah.
Bro, Nick Anderson, Darryl Armstrong, Horace Grant, Dennis Scott, Brian Shaw, Anthony Bowie, the Enforcer. I mean, they were nasty. 57-25 went to the NBA Finals, and they got swept. Olajuwon,
that was before Shaq was. He was a little Shaq
for sure,
skinny Shaq
for sure,
but didn't have the footwork that he had later in his career.
When you say shut the fuck up, I'll be quiet. But would he leave?
I say it again.
I'll be talking again.
Yeah, he didn't have the. So if you're going against Hakeem,
they got Debo'd.
Like, yeah.
They got
Hakeem's going to take a young Shaq. Come on.
Shaq gave him all the way beeswax, for sure. And they got swept. But you got to run that back, man.
You have to run that back.
You got to run that back. And Shaq has actually said himself numerous times that, number one, he wishes that he didn't leave. And number two, had he not left, Penny would have been Kobe. He just said that. Penny would have been Kobe. I don't think people really understand how nasty Anthony Penny Hardaway was. Y'all, I don't know if some of y'all really can go back to watching him in Memphis ball out and coming into Orlando and having Lil Penny in the commercial. Like, I don't know if y'all really understand Lil Penny like that. I don't know if y'all really know how fire Lil Penny was, dog. Like,
yeah.
Anthony Penny Hardaway, fire. Pass, shoot, dribble, back you down, nice in the post, rebound, run the show. I mean, LeBron Magic Johnson, Anthony Hardaway. And I dare somebody to say different. If you don't know, you better Google that fool.
Injuries, that's one that took a superstar away from us. Like, in that,
aggressive, coming through the lane and punching on you. I mean, Anthony Hardaway was... Man, that dude was super special. Who else we got on this list, King?
C. Paul.
Oh, man. What if the Chris Paul Los Angeles Lakers trade went through? Jesus, Lord have mercy. David Stern put the kibosh on that bitch.
That was Lamar, right?
Yep.
Wasn't Lamar Odom going to be gone with that one?
Yep.
They were going to keep Powell?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Was Dwight there at that season?
Don't remember.
No, because Dwight was there with Nash, right? Well, that's who they signed because that didn't go through. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He was the second part. He was the second prize.
Mm-hmm. Man.
Right?
If Chris Paul in his absolute prime, I don't know if you guys remember how aggressive he was. Like, he's good at the free throw line by holding somebody behind him and he does that little pull-up jumper. he used to put his body on the line in Charlotte going up for layups, and he was kind of D-Wade-esque.
No doubt.
Ish.
No doubt.
Going to the lane, coming through the lane in his early Charlotte years.
No doubt.
Like, oh.
And even when he went to the Pelicans, New Orleans or whatever they were, New Orleans. What were they? Were they the New Orleans? Were they the Pelicans then? What were they?
They were New Orleans Hornets.
New Orleans Hornets. Thank you. They went to New Orleans, still doing the same shit. I mean, CP3. If he goes to the Lakers back then, they're insane. Mm-hmm. And D Stern put the veto on that. Mm-hmm. I don't know that that's ever been done before. Like I don't know that that's an
because
NBA
at the
thing.
time they owned Charlotte.
Because they were expansion.
They were
on New Orleans. He can't Charlotte became New Orleans,
correct.
and New Orleans was an expansion team.
They didn't have an owner at the time.
Yeah.
So the front office or Stern made the final trade decision on it.
I don't.
So he vetoes it because technically they own the rights to New Orleans at the time.
So sad. So sad.
So no, that hasn't happened again. And unless another expansion...
That's a tough word.
Expansion team...
We're going to work on our articulation.
Comes, which that's still a talk that the Sonics come back and whatever, but that they wouldn't have that power anyway.
Fair. And then you had that last one in here. What you got?
What if the Thunder didn't trade James Harden?
Wow. So, you mean ever? So like Russ, KD. You mean like what if that three? What if they all three just stayed together? Mm-hmm. I think that it ends up the same way.
You think so?
I do. I think over time, James Harden has continued to show that he doesn't know how to be a selfless basketball player. Mm-hmm. And you are going to, whether it is in a big way or a small way, you're going to be somewhat cancerous wherever you go because you don't know how to be a selfless basketball player. So that was going to rot from the inside to some capacity and blow up no matter what. Because James Harden there right now is still...
You still think it's borrowed time on when they're just...
It's inevitable.
Yeah.
It's inevitable. You guys are going to be 50-7 and 25 and 60 and 22 a lot, but you're going to lose in the Western Conference semis over and over. You're never going to break through because James Harden doesn't know how to be a selfless basketball player.
I got you.
That's just my perspective lens. What you think?
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you say that, I agree. Because when you say it, like when you just go names, you're like, oh. But when you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine print.
Fine print.
Oh, that was beautiful. He back, y'all. Ooh, hey. That was in there. Last segment, fine print. So let's just knock this out right quick because it's in the bio section and we got to talk about it.
Let's do it.
Indy 500. Oh, that was nice. That was. We have sound effects now.
Yeah.
Vroom vroom, my nigga.
Yeah.
Bang bang. Marcus Erickson.
Yeah.
Won the 106th installment this past Sunday.
I didn't even know that until I read it right now.
100%. Let's just keep it all the way 100 because it's in the notes. I don't know nothing about no Indy 500. No. I'm not going to front like I does. Nope. I'm sure there's an Andretti in there. I'm sure there's a Ray Hall. There's probably an Unser. That's like the Indy names. There's always an Andretti in there somewhere. And there's always a Ray Hall or two. There just is. So I'm sure that happened. But for me, it's very, very tough to watch a sport where none of them foods look like me. And I actually Googled African American NDC exactly just so I can know. There have been, I think there were 4 ever that were placed in Wikipedia. And the last one, I mean, this dated back to like the 40s and the 60s or whatever. And like the last one was in like 1985. So like, it's a tough sell. It's a tough sell for me to get excited about a bunch of white people wanting to drink milk at the finish line. I just got to be honest about that. But it's the Indy 500. So.
Gotta mention it.
That's it. Is car racing a sport?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
How is it a sport?
Why isn't it a sport?
Because it doesn't take any cardiovascular activity whatsoever.
Does golf?
Also, is golf a sport?
Yes.
It's a sport. It's not an activity. It's a sport.
It's a sport.
Okay. All right. Is bowling a sport?
Yeah.
Is poker a sport?
Mm-mm.
Is cornhole a sport?
If I'm drinking.
I'm only asking because these are all things that they host on ESPN. I was just kind of wondering because you like going to ESPN sometimes and you'll see a cornhole tournament, you'll see a bowling tournament.
So to you,
it's chess a sport.
You see sport as cardiovascular.
You have to sweat.
So where I see parts sports as
that's what you were looking for was sports.
Sports. I see sports as strategic thinking in a lot of ways as well. So why I can say like the strategy behind and the math and the physics behind driving an Indy car, you have to be pretty smart to do that. I mean, like to do all of that stuff and the drafting or drifting, I'm sorry, and like how to play your lanes, and it's mathematical.
Yeah, you end up killing everybody if you don't get it right. For
like,
sure.
That's sport to me. You know, technically they say hunting's a sport. That one's a little. It's like the animal's just standing there. Like, you have to be quiet so they don't move.
So stealth is a sport, basically. You're saying,
right? Yeah,
you're saying stealth is a sport.
Now, if it's like them running full speed, you gotta try to like
at you. You know what I'm saying?
It turns to sport.
Snarf.
Yeah.
Snarf.
So that's kind of how I think of it. Is there strategy behind it? And yeah, there's strategy in cornhole. First of all, you got to do math and shit. And even though it's by threes, that gets hard sometimes.
I feel you. I hear you.
Yeah.
I do. Real quick, I want to go back. If you guys have any what if teams, make sure you send those on our way. I would love to hear some other people's what if teams. And I would also love to hear your feedback on all of this shit that we just named as a sport, because none of that is listed on here, but we just kind of went on a Penn Pops tangent on that one, and I'm interested to know what some of y'all think, because I don't think some of that shit is a sport, but I'm going to let Pops ride that because that's my G. Right? Mm-hmm. Second segment in fine print. Let's talk about Butler Brad, man.
Butler Brad?
We got to give it up to this dude.
Yeah.
People are not talking about Brad Stevens enough. And I just... You're such a dick. People are not talking about Brad Stevens enough. And I just want to give him some props right quick, man. Like, let's just run through this. Butler assistant coach, 2001 to 2007. Went 131 and 61 as an assistant coach. Head coach, 07 to 13, 30-4, 26-6, 33-5, national runner-up, 28-10, national runner-up again, I believe, 22-15, 27-9, 166 and 49 as a head coach there.
Oof.
Went to Boston, head coach, 2013 to 2021, 2 Eastern Conference Finals appearances in that time. Moved to the president of operations for the Boston Celtics. So he's basically been in 2 programs since 2000.
Correct.
The Butler Bulldogs and the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
That's dope in itself, okay? So, first year as president of basketball operations, coming in for Danny Ainge, and he's in the fucking NBA Finals.
Yep.
Recognized it was his time to go. Hired Udoka. Great hire. Got Horford back. Traded for Derek White. That's a great 21 year resume, my
You're
G.
making good life choices, Brad.
Period.
Yeah.
Right?
For yourself and for others.
I mean, you're balling the hell out.
Good for you.
Right?
Like,
we got to give you some love. You rep Nick Indy for 13 years. We love you over here, bro. And just, you're a smart ass dude. Like, you get it done, King. You get it absolutely done. So big up to you, Butler Brad Stevens.
Butler Brad.
Right?
Nigga Brad.
Before we close out, I got a little surprise for you. Yes. We did it, y'all. We did it. So, I ordered something off of the internet.
I literally have not seeing any of this.
Oh, you have no idea what's coming?
Yeah.
I ordered something off of the internet, and I was like, you know what? We need to add something to our backdrop. So I ordered a basketball off of the internet, and then I was like, you know, this basketball is dope. But the people who gave me the idea to get the basketball were JJ Indy, the homie Heidi, and the homie Gigi. And I sent it to them, and they all signed it.
Oh, that's awesome.
And put a note on it, and they sent it back. And I told them we were going to open this together because Pops brought this podcast idea to us. Cool. So I want you to open that ball so we can together read what these ladies sent to us.
All right.
Right?
Hope you didn't want to keep the box.
Right?
What y'all got? All right, who's that? Is that
JJ. Don't say your real name. Don't do it.
No. JJ. Thank you for Penn Pops 317 Sports Project. We love you, JJ.
Absolutely.
Love it. Ray Brook. #1 Penn Pops fan. Yes, that is true.
Love you, girl.
First one to message us offline.
It's true.
What we got here? GP. Keep killing the game. We got you.
And then she put the Colts logo right there.
Oh, nice.
And then if you turn it over here, she put the 317 Sports Project logo.
Oh, that's amazing.
Right?
That's so cool.
So, that's our first one. I think, first of all, big ups to you ladies. Thank you so much for supporting the project, tweeting, responding back, watching the episodes.
That's really cool.
We love the friendship that we have made with all three of you. Thank you for letting me surprise my brother with this. I've been wanting to do this, so I got the ball a few weeks ago, sent it to Heidi, she sent it to Gigi, and Gigi sent it to JJ, who sent it back to me this week in perfect timing. So that is awesome. Dope. I would also like to take the Colts flag and send that to some of the homies.
Yeah.
So like Joey and Kels and maybe Shad or whoever. And
J-Mez.
Get that signed, J-Mez, and just kind of make sure that our peoples are always with us in that capacity.
Yeah,
so
gotta give that to Craig too.
Exactly. Craig, Anthony. So during the break, we'll send the flag out to the homies, and we'll just keep this going to make sure our peoples are with us all the time.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Close us out, bro.
Thank you. I'm almost going to get emotional because that's really cool.
My boy. This is his idea, man. This has been a dope run. I can't believe it.
Thank you so much. We do it for y'all, and we're going to continue to do it for y'all. So thank you for being supportive of us. Boys, we can't wait to get you up there. Episode 9. That's a wrap. Peace.
Cause I was like 2 years old, first time I heard a beat drop. Yeah. And by 3 years old, I'm learning how to beatbox. Yeah. 4 or 5 years old when I'm putting on the 45s. Final. Needle to the groove, I'm scratching up the sweet spots. Homie from the East Block, in that town where the fiends flock. Skip school all day, mama couldn't keep watch. Fresh fade with the Reeboks. Man, nah, nigga couldn't tell me nothing. I'm so sick in my own lane, preteen, pimping all the light skin, red bone loving. Boombox on with the headphones bumping, dreaming to find my niche. Cause I ain't really know back then when I picked up my first notebook and a black pen, that little nigga with a rhyme like this. I wasn't thinking to the days of a